Hi everybody, I'm doing a vlog for my 5-year Blogiversary, and I have a bunch of you guys' questions, and I'm going to try to keep this short because I hate long videos. I'm sure you guys too. Also, I really hate making these vlogs. I just sound so funny and don't like seeing myself in video, so hopefully you guys don't mind it too much. Anyway, so we're going to start with questions from Lily. What is the best thing about having so many siblings? I really haven't thought about that question very much, I guess. Normally I'm thinking, I wish my siblings would leave me alone. But then I've also thought, which sibling would I get rid of if I had a choice? And it's usually I don't think I would choose anything. Anyways, one of my brothers is making this video, so I gotta be careful with what I say. Anyways, what is your favorite magazine? When I was little, I used to really love magazines. My favorite one was American Girl back then, and now I think American Girl's silly. I still love it, but you know, it's kind of a little kid thing. I don't think there's any other magazines I actually like. I don't read magazines that much anymore. That's kind of sad. Do you have any animals? I used to raise goats, but I don't have animals right now. And I used to have cats. I don't have any of those either. Favorite flavor of ice cream? Rocky Road, or there's this Ben & Jerry's brand called Fish Food. I think it's called Fish Food, yeah. That's really good. Rocky Road's really good too. Oh, and there's this Will Coxon's brand called Peanut Butter something another. Anyways, it's got peanut butter and chocolate in it, and it's good. Where do you usually buy your modest clothes? Your clothes are so pretty, or really pretty. Thanks. Right now my clothes are ugly. Just normal Saturday clothes. I make a lot of my clothes, a lot more than I used to. Don't make that many anymore, actually. A lot of my clothes are hand-me-downs from people I cleaned for or friends. I do buy some things at little different boutique shops online. I hardly ever go to town, but when I do go to town, I like thrift stores. Thrift stores are great places. There's this lady who I used to kind of live by in Tennessee named Tie-Dye Mary, and I love her stuff. She's got all kinds of tie-dye clothes. Yeah, just a lot of hand-me-downs and boutique shops and thrift stores, mostly just random places. I don't have a specific favorite place to buy clothes from. Favorite animal? Probably dolphins, cats, or goats. Or, yeah, those three. What states have you traveled to? I've been in probably over half of the states. Yeah, I would say I've been in a good half of the states or more. So I don't even know which ones I've been in for sure. I haven't been to Alaska and I haven't been to Hawaii, but I've been to a lot of other states. And I've lived in Missouri and Ohio and Kentucky and Montana and a little bit of Arkansas, but not that much. Okay, now we're going to Nicole's questions. Best book you've read in the past month? Oh. Well, I mostly listen to audiobooks. I haven't read that many actual books. Oh, I don't know where that book went. There's this book I'm reading right now called, maybe it's in here, let's see. All my stuff's everywhere. Nope, not in there. Anyways, it's called The Law, and I forget who it's by, but I will leave a title and stuff on my blog for you guys to see. It's a really good book. It's nonfiction, written back in the 1800s, I think, and it's about politics and economics. The best fiction audiobook I've listened to this last month is called Legion by Brandon Sanderson, and it's a collection of 3 novellas, and it was really good. It's basically about this schizophrenic who says he's not insane, but his hallucinations are. It's good. What's a movie that really disappointed you and why? Almost every movie disappoints me. I like to be very critical of movies and tear every movie apart. I did not like Endgame, though I did like the death scenes in there. And I expected more out of Captain Marvel. I just found her really annoying. Did not like that one so much. Let's think. Sometimes some of the historical movies I like better. Like, I just watched War Horse with some friends and I enjoyed that. That was good. But the book was much better, of course. I started watching A Wrinkle in Time, and that kind of bored me. Yeah, that. Oh, I am watching a TV show right now though, and I'm enjoying it, The Gilmore Girls, and I'm surprised I even like it because I don't usually like chick flicks, but I'm enjoying that. I'm almost done with season 2, or is it season 3? Season 3. I'm almost done with season 3. What instruments do you play? So I've been playing piano since I was 7. I'm not the best, but I really enjoy the piano. I also play recorder. I have this really pretty wooden recorder that I love playing, and I can play that by ear and by note. And then the guitar I can play by note and a little bit by chord. And I'm trying to learn the violin, but it sounds kind of horrible. Yes, I would not play it in public yet. So my cousin Raquel asked, do you like scrapbooking? When I was little, I loved scrapbooking, kind of, though I never did it very much. I scrapbooked about all my cats that died. I still have that. And I scrapbooked just different thoughts and ideas and stickers I didn't want to throw away, and yeah, just little kid stuff, you know. I still have it. I have like 10 pages, that's all. And I did it in a notebook. I didn't actually use an actual, maybe that's what you use, notebooks, I don't know. Favorite Bible story. So I kind of like the book of Judges for Bible stories. I just like how weird they are. So yeah, most of the stories in Judges I really like. And of course the story of Gideon's fun. Yeah. I don't know if I have a specific, I really like the story of the little girl who's this man's servant, and he gets leprosy, I think it is, and she tells him that she knows of this prophet, and if he goes to that prophet, he'll heal him. And so the man goes. The little girl isn't much in the story, but I've always liked that story, that little girl who was just this nameless servant who told her master how he could get healed. And the girl was never mentioned again, so that always just fascinated me. I want to know more of her story. And I forget which prophet it was. I think it was either Elijah or Elisha. I can't remember which. Biggest dream right now. To get published, which I'm working on really hard. It's a lot of work though. But yeah, I think that's probably my biggest dream right now, is to be published. Okay, questions from Gray. What is your favorite thing about living in a big family? This is kind of similar to Lily's first question. My favorite thing about living in a big family. I guess I'm glad I'm the oldest, so I get to be the bossy one. I think my brother doesn't like that. No. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's nice because I see families who have only a couple kids and their lives are so different, and I wonder how they even function, because we don't function. That's how we function. And it's kind of fun. Except for, you wouldn't think it's fun since I like to be very logical and orderly, but I actually like that we aren't so rigid and structured as some people who seem to not have lives because of the structure. I mean, we have structure, but yeah. I don't know. How did you become so interested in politics? This might be my favorite question on the list, except I shouldn't say it because I like all of your other questions everybody has asked too. So don't let any questions get jealous, because I like all the questions. But yeah, this question is fun. I love politics because that's like saying, how did I start writing? I've always written and I've always liked politics. I've become more passionate about politics in recent years as I've got older and just realized how more important it is. But I think it's very important to be involved around what's happening outside of our own little bubble. And if we're not interested in what happens outside of our bubble, eventually that thing is going to come and infiltrate our bubble and burst it. And so either you better know what's happening to prepare how that thing comes into your world, or it's just going to come and take you unawares and you will be unprepared and completely out of control and your life will be chaotic. That's one of the reasons I think it's important, but I also think it's important because to me politics isn't about fighting and hatred and all that kind of stuff. It's about people and it's about ideas, and people and ideas are two of the most important things next to God. And people don't all of a sudden lose their importance just because they've become political. People are still important, even if we don't know them, even if they're not our friends, and even if they're not our families, and even if they don't live in our main community. People are always important, and the ideas that people believe affect what happens to people. And so that's why I think politics are important. But actually, you asked how I became interested in it. So the reason I became interested in it is probably because of my dad, who's heavily involved in politics. He has like 10,000 followers on Facebook and YouTube, and he just likes to speak. And his dad was the same way, and his dad was the same way. So it's just kind of a family thing that's been passed down from generation to generation, and we just all like to take up on it, I guess. Ash asked, what inspired you to start a blog? Well, when I was 16 or 17, when I first got my phone, I just spammed my friends with these text messages. I would send them memes or pictures, and then I would send these long lists, like long words of all my thoughts on these memes and pictures. And some of my friends were like, oh, this is so good, you should start a blog. Or maybe they're just trying to make me start a blog, so I stop texting them these long lists of theological words. Or, yeah, long essays, basically. So I kept thinking about it. I was like, oh, I don't have time for a blog. I'm just sending these when I feel like it. You know, texts are just random, but blog, you'd have to be dedicated to that. And also, I just got a phone. I've never used the internet before, so the idea of starting a blog was kind of scary. But one of my friends blogged, and she kept telling me about it. And one day, when I was in town, I had this pile of letters, and one of them was for her, and I was reading it, and she just said, halfway through the letter, she said, Katura, you should really start a blog. And she doesn't actually remember saying this, but I finished the letter, I put it down, and I said, okay, I'm going to start this blog. So immediately, as soon as I finished reading the letter, I went and started Katura's Corner. The background was pink bricks, everything was very pink and green. Basically, it hurt your eyes, but I loved it. And I posted all of my theological texts on there instead of sending them to friends directly. And yeah, that's basically how it started. What's the favorite thing about blogging? What's your favorite thing about blogging? My favorite thing about blogging is you guys. Like, I love sharing, but I'm sharing to share with people. I mean, as I said, I was originally texting to people, so instead of texting, I decided to put it out there for a wider audience, and also to give my friends a break. So when I text them, it wasn't, here's my idea concerning the Trinity, or whatever it was I was talking about. Now I can actually just text them and be a normal person and be a weird person on the blog. Top 5 favorite books and movies. Oh, that's hard. Let's do authors instead of books. Well, I guess we can do books. Let's do books. The Bunsen Girl by Sally Appiah-Kidak. I cannot pronounce her name. Bonhoeffer by Eric Metaxas. There's 2. The Emily series by Ella Montgomery. Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. Liddy by Catherine Paterson, which I can't believe I didn't say first, because Liddy is like my favorite book. Liddy by Catherine Paterson, who's one of my favorite authors. 5 favorite movies. Newsies by Disney. It's a really good musical about a bunch of boys dancing in 1901, I think it was, or 1899. It's not about the boys dancing, they just dance. Okay, and the other more movies. Gotta think more movies. Gilmore Girls. Oh, BBC, Sherlock Holmes. I think TV shows count. Have to think 2 more. The Help is a good movie. And Green Fried Tomatoes. That'll work. That's a good movie. Now, questions from Leah. What do you hope never changes? I hate change, so I hope nothing ever changes except for what I want to change, such as the idea of me not being published. I want that to change because I want to be published. Okay, but what do I hope never changes? I don't know. I don't like moving, and I don't like fun, but at the same time, I know change is good, such as I believe there should be more change in America and more change in a lot of families. I guess I hope that all my friends who are my friends don't ever stop being my friends. That's a good thing to not change. And I hope that my blog doesn't become desolate. What job would you be terrible at? I am ENTJ. ENTJ. That means I would be terrible at no job. Um, but all teasing put aside, there was this lady I worked for a while. She makes canty boots, they're called. And while I wasn't terrible at the job, it wasn't my area of expertise, and I did not like it as much as some things. I love the boots. I just am not, my hands are very weak when it comes to working with leather. So I wasn't exactly the best. And I guess other jobs I would not be good at would be jobs that take a lot of physical strength. So I probably would not be very good at building a house, but I could tell you how to build a house if I knew how to tell you. I'm very good at managing and telling people what to do and being bossy. Would you rather go hang gliding or whitewater rafting? I would not do either, because I don't like doing things that, I don't mind flying. I'm in a plane and I don't realize I'm not on the ground, but I don't like doing things that seem to be dangerous for no reason. Like flying, you have a reason, you're going somewhere. But hang gliding, you're just putting yourself out in the sky for no reason, except for some adrenaline, and I can get adrenaline for purpose in other areas. And whitewater rafting, again, like canoeing is fine because it's just like, it's not that dangerous. It's kind of dangerous, but it's not that dangerous. And whitewater rafting is just really dangerous, and I don't see the point in it. So yeah, I don't think I'd do either. I go hiking. Hiking's safe and it gives you some adrenaline, kind of. But yeah, that's all the questions. So I hope this video isn't too long, that you guys enjoyed them, and that you can understand me, and that the cars outside the window aren't making too much ruckus. So yeah, see y'all. Thanks.